So Star Citizen is finally coming out. It's getting released. Kind of. Depending on who you ask, Star Citizen is either the most advanced, ambitious sci-fi MMORPG simulation experience ever conceived, or the greatest scam to ever be pulled off in video games. Regardless, what they've achieved already is mind-blowing. They have raised over $700 million through crowdfunding, making it one of the highest crowdfunded projects ever, and also one of the highest video game budgets ever. The game was initially announced in 2012 through a Kickstarter campaign that raised $2 million, and somehow from 2012 to now, we have gotten all the way up to $700 million in funds. And the game is never actually officially released. I don't even know if what they have right now is considered early access. You can play parts of the game in what they call modules, which allows you to experience parts of what will be in the final project, but like nothing's really done with it yet. However, the way that's continued to raise this money is by allowing people to buy in-game cosmetics and ships and things like that. Basically microtransactions, but since the game is not out yet, I think it's still all considered crowdfunding because you're technically just like donating, and in return they're giving you access to cool stuff that you can use in its modules. But after all this time, Star Citizen is finally releasing, kind of. They just held this big event called CitizenCon where they announced that a spin-off title called Squadron 42 will be releasing in 2026. While Star Citizen itself is an MMO, Squadron 42 will be a single-player driven story experience that will clock in between 30 to 40 hours and is going to be focusing in on the space flight, combat, and simulation aspects of that. Near the end of a 9-hour presentation, they took an hour to show off Squadrons, which had you walking through a space station, a very good-looking space station, but had you walking through a space station, and then engaging in the actual space sim combat, which is going to be the bulk of the gameplay in Squadrons. And I didn't watch this whole hour, but this looks way too in the weeds for me personally. Regardless, though, it's just crazy that any part of Star Citizen is finally releasing after all these years. The idea of Star Citizen is such a wild project, and I really do hope that one day it gets a full release, and if that happens, it'll be the greatest success story in video games. What do you think about Star Citizen? Are you going to be picking up Squadron 42? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, give me a follow.